Is pineapple juice dangerous for the voice? As a vocal coach who cares very much about the people I work with, I really want to set the record straight about pineapple juice. There's some misinformation floating around, even from some laryngologists, claiming that pineapple juice is dangerous for the voice. That unconditional blanket warning would take one of the best throat-soothing remedies I've ever found away from singers and speakers, most for whom it could be a vocal performance lifesaver. So what do I say? Well, let me be very clear. I'm not recommending chugging straight pineapple juice, especially for anyone with acid reflux. And I'm not recommending pineapple juice to anyone who's allergic to pineapple. What I do recommend, and have for decades with consistently positive results, is sipping heavily diluted pineapple juice, 1 part juice to 3 or 4 parts water. And medical disclaimer here, I'm a vocal coach, not a doctor, and the information I'm sharing here is for informational purposes only, not to treat, prevent, or cure any disease. If you have any doubts or negative experience sipping diluted pineapple juice, I do highly recommend consulting a doctor to ask if even diluted pineapple juice is something you personally need to avoid, especially if you have severe acid reflux. So, how exactly does pineapple juice work to help the voice? It's the bromelain enzyme in the pineapple that creates the throat-soothing magic. And by the way, pineapple is the only fruit that contains it. Research shows that bromelain breaks down inflammatory proteins and edema, or swollen tissue. It also thins mucus and creates pathways for fluid exchange at the cellular level. Even a heavily diluted solution, 1 part juice to 3 or 4 parts water, delivers an active enzyme systemically within an hour, promoting quicker throat hydration and calming of irritated or swollen vocal folds. Let's break these claims down now, and I'll share some links to the actual research studies in the description to this video. Okay, benefit claim number 1. Bromelain has anti-inflammatory and mucolytic benefits. Mucolytic means thinning and breaking down mucus. Studies show that bromelain reduces inflammation and edema or swelling by breaking down prostaglandins, kinins, fibrin, and immune complexes in tissues, demonstrated broadly in surgical recovery, sinusitis, bronchitis, and sports injuries. It's also used orally to ease upper respiratory symptoms, including cough and mucus congestion in both children and adults. Benefit claim number 2. Bromelain enhances fluid penetration and tissue hydration. Bromelain's proteolytic activity, which is breaking down tissue, softens mucus and extracellular proteins, promoting better hydration and fluid exchange at the cellular level. In skincare, bromelain breaks down dead skin proteins to improve moisture uptake and barrier repair, which is a strong analogy for how it may boost water penetration in the throat tissues. That means water gets in easier and faster. And benefit claim number 3, bromelain's oral absorption and systemic reach. Clinical data show that bromelain is well absorbed by the GI tract. In fact, it's 40% bioavailable, with active enzymes detected in the bloodstream just an hour after ingestion. That supports the notion that even diluted juice delivers active systemic enzymes to tissues, not just to the throat surfaces. Okay, what does this mean for vocalists? Here we go. Number 1, quicker throat tissue hydration. Bromelain likely breaks down protein matrices and surface mucus, enabling diluted water and juice to penetrate deeper and faster than plain water, improving cellular hydration in the throat and vocal folds. Number 2, anti-inflammatory soothing. The enzyme's documented ability to reduce swelling and inflammation can calm irritated throat tissues, making singing and speaking so much easier. And number 3, it's safe on vocal mucosa. Unlike undiluted juice, a 1 part to 3 or 4 parts dilution minimizes acidity while still delivering beneficial enzymes, making it safe and soothing, even for mild reflux sufferers like me. Okay, for scientific evidence, here are some full study links. I'll tell you what they are, and then you can click on them from the notes or the description. There's a link to an applicative review on bromelain's edema reduction. That's on MDPI, which is a publisher of open access scientific journals. Then there are several articles on MDPI and Science Direct, which have overviews of mucolytic effects in respiratory illness. And there's a BMJ ex vivo study on mucus plug clearing, where it shows 93% effectiveness. That's in Advances in Dermatology and Allergology. Then there's a study of clinical pharmacokinetics showing plasma detection post-oral intake in the National Library of Medicine. And of course, that means showing the enzyme is there after you take it. So that's the science. But how did I come up with this remedy in the first place? Here's anecdotal evidence, my pineapple juice story. Many years ago, I had an out-of-town booking for 2 full days of arranging and singing and leading studio background sessions. I think there were about 9 singers. While traveling to the studio, I started coming down with a rotten upper respiratory infection, which quickly turned into laryngitis. And there's no way to reschedule this thing. By the time I got to the studio, I could barely talk, much less sing. I was desperate. I tried all the sprays, lozenges, and teas kindly offered by my fellow singers, but nothing worked. Then I happened to check the studio refrigerator and found it stocked with, among other things, cans of Dole's pineapple juice. I've always diluted my fruit juice, so I added a can to a 24-ounce glass of water I found in the cupboard. Well, as soon as I started sipping it, my voice began to return. As long as I continued sipping it between takes, I could even sing in my head voice. By the end of the day, I'd consumed about a dozen of those 24-ounce glasses of diluted pineapple juice and had no issues at all with acid reflux, though that can be an issue for me. I was able to successfully complete both days of vocal sessions, leading the group, and singing my part. When I got home, got well, and started teaching voice again, I began suggesting diluted pineapple juice to my students. It worked remarkably well for almost every singer or speaker who tried it. The only ones who couldn't use it were allergic to pineapple. Since then and now, safely diluted pineapple juice has consistently soothed and hydrated throats and improved vocal performance for my clients and myself, on stage, in the studio, and under pressure. We even pack cans of it for travel on the road. So, let's bust the myth. Pineapple juice is only dangerous to your voice if you drink too much of it straight, you're allergic to it, or your other health conditions cause it to be contraindicated. But to ignore the real-world effectiveness of diluted pineapple juice for the voice is not just misleading, it's harmful. It discourages people from using a gentle, effective, natural remedy that actually works, especially in high-stakes performance situations. All that said, use common sense and seek medical advice if you have any doubts. If you need to find an alternative throat remedy, here's one that I call firewater. Just add ground cayenne pepper and lemon juice to a container of water, just to taste. Optionally, you can add some local honey. Be sure to shake it before you sip it. You don't want all that cayenne at the very bottom. But now, if you, like most people, can handle diluted pineapple juice without it triggering acid reflux or an allergic reaction, here are my tips for using this remedy. All right, how to use pineapple juice for your voice. For dry, phlegmy, irritated, or otherwise funky throat, or just to keep your normal throat hydrated and your voice feeling great during singing or speaking performance. First of all, use 100% pineapple juice with no other additives. Add 1 part 100% pineapple juice, and Dole's works just fine, to 3 or 4 parts water. And I've been sipping it during the filming of this episode. It doesn't have to be exact. Just make sure there's quite a bit more water than juice. You don't need to drink a lot of it, and you don't have to drink it when you're not using your voice. Just sip it between songs, speaking segments, or takes when you're performing, rehearsing, talking a lot, or recording your voice. Bonus tip, if you have leftover juice, store it in a glass jar, not the tin can it came in. You probably won't make that mistake more than once. But is pineapple juice for you? If you try it and it does bother you, your throat itches, you experience more acid reflux, or you just don't like it for whatever reason, then it's not for you. But if you use it, dilute it. Want more to protect your voice? Get my comprehensive list of vocal health tips. There's about 9 pages of them. It's free. Just click the link in the description. Now, don't leave until you hit like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.